Hello, good morning. It's Walpurgis time! You know what that means. 2 IDs and an ego. Yep, that's right. We've got 2 identities and an ego today. So let's go over Harmony Sinclair first, because it's one page. First of all, he looks really cool. Second, he is a Wrath 3-coin slash skill. That's right, 3-coin slash skill. And Wrath, of course. Anyway, he gains clash power based on the bleed and burn on the main target. And he's a level ego. So he will probably go well with Don Sinclair, actually. We love to see it. We love to see Don Claire. Anyway, deal more damage based on the missing HP on self. Deal less damage against sub-targets. Okay. On target kill, all allies gain rhythm for the next turn. Sorry. Attack and heal SP for other allies with least SP, based on, and the number of allies is based on the highest resonance. And on attack, or after attack, for probably 3 turns, lose SP at the end of combat. Why are we losing at... Why does this ego behave like a VOV ego? Anyway, first hit, inflict bleed potency. Second hit, inflict burn potency. Third hit, on heads hit, at X plus HP, take Y damage. Then reuse the coin. This damage does not stagger or reduces unit's HP below 1. On hit, inflict burn and bleed potency. On hit, 1 random ally gains rhythm next turn. And because of the heads hit, reuse the coin. The corrosion is also a slash skill with 3 coins. It's Wrath. And has unbreakable coins. Anyway, gains clash power based on the burn and bleed on the main target. Deal more damage for every missing HP on the self. Blah blah blah. Same conditionals as the last one. However, this one gains attack weight equal to the highest resonance divided by X. Rounded down. Before attack, lose base power for every cracked coin. So this is a negative coin skill. Could be good on Enclair? Yeah, could be good on Enclair. Anyway, attack end. Heal SP for other allies with least SP. All allies gain, or at attack end, all allies gain rhythm, wrath damage up, lust damage up, envy damage up, and fragile next turn. If the target was killed, activate the above effect once more. So, good for burn teams, bleed teams, and, well, envy teams. Let's see. On first hit and second hit, or on first hit, inflict bleed potency. Second hit, inflicts burn potency. Third hit does at X plus HP, take Y damage. Then reuse the coin if the sum of HP lost due to the effect is less than Z. That this damage does not stagger or reduce this unit's HP below 1. And then on hit, inflict burn and bleed potency, 1 at random ally gains rhythm next turn. Let's see what the passive and rhythm do. So turn start, gain rhythm. On target kill, heal HP, and SP. Okay. If the target was killed by this eco skill, multiply the amount of the effect heals by X. Probably 2, but might be 3. Turn end. If the unit lost SP, heal some of burn and bleed on all enemies. Heal SP based on burn and bleed on the enemies. Basically. So if he somehow... Yeah, this is going to be great for Don Claire, because if he loses SP at all, then heal SP based on the burn and bleed on enemies. And as we know, or as you should know, Don Sinclair loves to drain his own SP. Anyway, Rhythm. Deal more damage for every X stack. Gain offense level for every X stack. Lose defense level for every X stack. And then at turn end, the effect expires. So, due to the passive, he will just always have this. Yeah, he'll always have that, which is nice. Let's see. I think he's gonna be great for Don Sinclair. Might be good for N Sinclair, but due to that passive, maybe not. Let's see what Ryoshu does. Yeah, I want to see Ryoshu first. Oh my god. Okay. That's 2 sloth skills, 3 gloom skills, and an envy skill. What does she do? Sinking and tremor, okay. First skill is a 2-coin sloth skill with pierce damage. Gains coin power based on the sinking and tremor on the target. Spends bullet solitude. I don't know what those do, but spends her unique ammo. And inflicts sinking count and tremor count. Or tremor potency. Seems like it'll be pretty decent. Especially assuming this sinking count is more than 1. I will skip over her skill 1- or her enhanced skills unless the skill says how to get to it. When we see how to get to it, I will go back to it. Her skill 2 is a 3-coin envy skill with pierce damage. Gains coin power based on the sinking and tremor on the target. Deals more damage based on faint aroma on target. Spends bullet solitude. Inflicts sinking count. Inflicts faint aroma and tremor count. And then faint aroma and tremor count again. Third skill, or skill 3. Gain coin power based on the tremor and sinking on the target. Deal more damage based on faint aroma on target. On hit, inflict faint aroma and sinking count. Second coin inflicts faint aroma and sinking potency. Third hit inflicts faint aroma and tremor. And then tremor bursts, which also deals gloom, and it also deals gloom damage based on the sinking on the target. Okay. That's not bad. Skill 3-2, I won't go over it yet, because, yeah. Her defense skill is AAT, 1-coin evade skill, of course it is. Gains petals at the end of turn, and then gains fragile and attack power up next turn. Let's see how she gets to the other stuff. Let's see. Her first passive says, always begin encounters with 6 bullet solitude. If she has bullet solitude and the enemy has less than XSP, or staggered at this unit or an ally's attack end, use Bang Bang. So S1. As an unopposed attack against said enemy. At 0 bullet solitude, use stories that never cease as an unopposed attack against the target and consume SP to reload. Let's see which skill that is. It's skill 1-2. What's this do? It's a 3-coin sloth skill with pierce damage. It's unclashable, an unfocused volley. Okay. And when it inflicts solitude, if the target has solitude this turn or will be inflicted with solitude next turn, trigger tremor burst instead. Then reduce the target's tremor count. First hit, inflict sinking count, then also inflict solitude. Second hit, inflicts tremor, and then solitude. Next turn, of course. Third hit, inflicts tremor, and solitude next turn, of course. So all 3 hits inflict solitude next turn. Don't know what that does. We'll see, though. We'll see. So she seems like she'll do a fair amount of follow-ups. That's nice. Her passive that requires ego resources says gain petals if the enemy takes sinking damage. And then gains petals equal to faint aroma inflicted gains petals every time she just equal to the faint aroma inflicted whenever an enemy is inflicted with faint aroma. And then gains petals equal to or every time tremor burst is triggered, regardless of the unit. Okay. So she'll be good in both sinking and tremor teams. Add X+ petals. Use Magnificent End against the target with the highest faint aroma stack. At the end of any skill from her. Let's see which skill that is. It's the skill it's the skill 3-2. It's a 1-coin gloom skill with pierce damage. It's unclashable. External effects cannot trigger the skill to be reused. Deals more damage for every excess attack weight beyond the number of actual targets. Okay. Gains final power for every X sum of faint aroma on all targets. Attack end, lose petals on self. And the single coin inflicts faint aroma, inflicts sinking, inflicts tremor, triggers tremor burst, and then deals gloom damage equal to the sinking on target. Okay. That's a lot. So kinda your nuke. Yeah. Big nuke. And then, to finish off this passive, deals more damage against staggered targets based on the faint aroma on said target. If she lost at X plus % plus HP at this turn, then she heals SP and HP. Okay. I don't know how she'll consistently trigger that because, oh, yeah. But that seems good. Support passive. When the ally with the fastest speed hits an enemy with a skill that inflicts sinking potency, or just sinking at all, inflict tremor, and tremor burst, then reduce the target's tremor count. So that'd be a pretty good support passive for Index Song, because yeah, that'd just make him constantly hitting tremor bursts. With a 9-coin skill, might I add. Anyway, Bullet Solitude. It's just an ammo source. But it cannot be gained or increased due to external effects. Which probably includes, some Sinclair. How odd. Solitude. Take more damage from Gloom skills. Units with SP change their panic type to Solitude. Units without SP gain sinking count at the end of a turn. Turn end, lose 1 stack. The effect is not cumulative, and inflicting it will replace the current value with the inflicted value. But that won't really happen because, aside from skill 3-2, the one skill that does inflict it, which is the follow-up without ammo, skill 1-2, it does tremor bursts instead when trying to re-inflict it. Anyway, apply the units without SP conditional to certain enemies that have SP but cannot change their panic types. And then Solitude's panic effect is gain sinking at turn end for low morale, and then panic probably gains more sinking count at the end of a turn. That seems like a really good one, actually. Petals! What the fuck does this do? Gain offense level for every X stack. Can be gained up to X stack per turn. Okay. Faint Aroma. Increase stack if this unit has taken sinking damage. Upon Tremor Burst, apply Faint Aroma to other random allies. At max stack, gain Tremor and trigger Tremor Burst on self. Then take Gloom damage equal to sinking on self and lose all Faint Aroma. Cannot gain Faint Aroma for the next turn for the rest of the turn. If this unit is killed, inflict remaining Faint Aroma on this unit, divide by 2 randomly between this unit's allies. Okay. That makes her she seems like she'll be really good in both sinking and tremor teams. Probably a bit better in sinking teams because Faint Aroma and all that fun stuff. Woo. Huh. That's nice, actually. Good on her. What about meursault? That's a long skill. Why is it so long? Alright, let's zoom in. First skill is a Lust 2-coin Pierce skill that deals damage based on the spore on target. Deals more damage based on the spore on target. And before use, at max spore round base, inflict Pierce Fragility on hit. Gain coin power for every X bleed plus burn on the target. I predicted it! He's bleed burn! He is bleed burn! Yeah! Anyway, he inflicts burn and bleed on the first and second hit. Second skill, is a 3-coin Wrath's Pierce skill. Has an AoE. Deals less damage against the sub-targets. Deals more damage for every spore on the target, or X spore on the target. If the main target has X plus burn and bleed, then gain coin power. If this unit has Loyalty Pheromone, gain Clash Power. Convert coins equal to Loyalty Pheromone into Unbreakable coins, beginning with the final coin. Blech. Nah. Attack end. At X fewer base or spore round, X or fewer spore round base, reload Germination. And first hit is spend spore round buckshot. Okay. Inflicts burn count, bleed count, and more burn count. Third coin is a 4-coin Wrath skill with Pierce and an Unbreakable coin at the end. Deals more damage based on the excess attack weight beyond the number of actual targets. Deals more damage for every X spore on the target. At fewer than X spore round base, consume SP to gain spore round base. So this skill 2 consumes buckshot, not base. Why? Oh well. Anyway. On use, gain coin power for every X burn and bleed on the main target. If this unit has loyalty pheromone, gain clash power. Convert coins equal to loyalty pheromone into unbreakable coins, beginning with the third coin. And then add X loyalty pheromone, gain attack weight. Attack and reload germination. First coin only hits a single. The first 3 coins only hit a single target. And spend spore round base, bleed, and bleed. So, first coin inflicts burn, second and third coin inflict bleed potency. Fourth coin, however, spends buckshot. Okay. Deals less damage against sub-targets. Coin deals more damage for every X loyalty pheromone. On hit without cracking if the spore is at max stack. Then activate the following. Deal burn potency times spore stack divided by X wrath damage. Dealing wrath damage with this effect counts as activating burn. Target loses X burn count. Spore on target expires. Inflict burn count and bleed count. Okay then. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of stuff. And evade is on combat start, reload germination, gain coin power, or on evade use, gain coin power equal or for every burn bleed on the attacker. On evade, heal HP on self. Okay. Heals HP. If the unit has loyalty pheromone, heal additional HP for every X stack. Sorry. Ego alteration spore round. Always active, begins the encounter with spore round and base and buckshot. Okay. If on hit, with the coins that spend spore round, if spore round base was spent, inflict spore. If buckshot was spent, inflict spore. This counts as inflicting negative effects with skills. Okay. Those seem to inflict the same amount, though. Maybe it's not. Oh well. Before coin use of a coin that spends spore round buckshot, if the unit does not have spore round buckshot, consume XSP and Y spore round base to gain spore round buckshot. If it runs out of spore round mid-scale, cancel all subsequent coins and reload germination. When targets with spore are killed, gain loyalty pheromones. Passive, the one that requires ego resources. Against targets with spore, gain the following effects on kill. For the next turn, multiply spore inflicted by X. On kill with base attack skill, gain spore round the skill spends, divided by X, spore round. Support passive, ally pierce base attack skill, and ally heals HP based on the damage dealt. For this turn, if all base attack skills are equipped on, if all of them are pierce skills, then all allies heal SP. That's nice. And let's get into his effects. Spore, gain burn count for every X stack. Gain bind next turn. Okay. Loyalty pheromones gain protection, haste, and clash power up based on the stack. Spore Round Base. And Spore Round Buckshot there. Not very different. Reload Termination. Effect applied to Spore Round. Blah blah blah. Consume number Spore Round SP. Consume SP. Reset both Spore Round Base and Buckshot to 0. Then gain them up to max stacks. Okay then. He seems actually pretty good in a burn team. Not so good in a bleed team, but he seems pretty good. He might actually contend with some meursault. And Ryoshu seems goated. Because of course she does. Sinclair seems like a great ego, actually. I think that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.